Hey everyone, today is Tuesday, the 26th of September. And we hear in our gospel today, it's a really short gospel. It's where Jesus is preaching, and then some people come and say, "Hey, your mother and your brothers are here to see you." And Jesus simply says, "Here are my mother and my brothers, those who who hear the word of God and act upon it." It's a really short message, but that packs a powerful punch, I'd say. Because Jesus is saying not only are we to listen to and believe in what he says, but also to act upon that. Like our lives should be changed by the gospel. Our lives should look different, and we should be formulating our lives around what our faith tells us. And really, if we were to look really closely at our lives, I think that a lot of times, I'll speak for myself, that in many ways, in many situations, my life does not revolve around the tenets of the faith that I profess. That sometimes I'm more worried about doing something so that I'm more comfortable, or that so that I have more time to myself. In a lot of ways, I can be really selfish. And instead of looking at what Jesus tells me to do and to serve my neighbor or to help others, or to like surrender my life to his, that's a hard thing to do. You know, as Catholics, sometimes we are kind of looked at by the Protestants or our Protestant brothers and sisters and criticized for saying, or for what they say is that we make our salvation contingent upon works, not on faith. And that's not true. Right? We would say, along with St. Paul, that salvation comes through faith. But our faith looks like something. It comes about, by the fruit of our faith, you'll know what has changed in our life. By the fruit of my faith, you ought to see that it's growing by the ways that I might be helping more people, or the way that you might be deciding to get more involved with something at the parish. Whatever it is, all of these things kind of contribute to the growth of our faith, and they show how we're growing in faith. Not that we're not only hearing the word of God, but we're acting upon it. Today's saints, St. Cosmas and Damian, really old saints in our tradition, martyred at the end of the 2nd century and the beginning of the 3rd, at the end of the 3rd and beginning of the 4th. But they were martyred for their faith. They were physicians who refused to deny Jesus, who continued to work as physicians to help heal people, but in the midst of persecution. But they were not going to deny that faith they had in Jesus. This is the sort of faith that we're called to. Not that we aren't there today, and maybe we won't get there today. But we ask the Lord for the grace that only he can give to help us to not only be hearers of the word, but also doers, and that our lives might be a reflection of the faith that we have in Jesus Christ.